Signing on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone listening. It is Thursday, the 19th of October, 2017. Though you also may be tuned in on Sunday, the 22nd of October, 2017. You're listening to VORW Radio International, light entertainment program, which features a mixture of my talking commentary as well as listener-requested music. VORW Radio International goes out to you weekly on TuneIn Radio on your phone via the TuneIn app, on SoundCloud, and on shortwave 1158 99 55 94 55 9400 93 95 77 30 74 90 kHz. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter how you're listening, when you're listening, or where you're listening from, I wish you good reception conditions, and I hope you enjoy this broadcast. When I started recording the show last week, quite frankly, it looked like it was going to be good. Obviously, if you've been following this for a while, I had family in the hospital. And when I started recording the show last week, it was looking good. There was some seemingly miraculous improvement, completely unexpected. It was the best day yet when I was there. And after the show aired, I was thinking, well, what am I going to talk about next week? Perhaps we'll talk about something radio-related, something about current events. I wanted to talk about, and I'm still going to mention this a little later on, about, of course, those wildfires and how the damage left by them in Northern California. It's awful. The day after I recorded the show, that Thursday, I went up to the hospital again. I was going every day, and unfortunately there was a decline in the condition of a family member. And then the day after it had gotten worse, and the day after that it was worse, and back into the ICU, then back into, a face mask, breathing, And a couple days ago, I knew what the likely outcome was going to be, but you can prepare yourself all you want, you just don't know. You don't know. You can know it's going to happen. You just don't know when. And this afternoon of this Wednesday the 18th, recording it, the phone rings and it's the hospital, and by the time you get there, it's already over. Done. And it's terribly sad, truth be told, and that's been on my mind. That's the only thing that's been on my mind this last day. It's been on my mind for weeks now, but especially today after they passed away, it's tough. And it's very difficult. This family member was very close to me. Many, and a great amount of very fond memories and things to reminisce upon, and very close family, and it's a tough loss. That's all I can say. It's a tough loss. I guess right now I'm still in that, for those of you who've experienced it before, you can be in a state of shock at first, because it's just something that's just so unexpected to you. You expect simply the way your mind perceives death, and also a combination of the conditioning of society. How so often, and for right or wrong, it doesn't matter, it's insignificant, but the fact that in many ways society shuns death. You don't think about that. It's something that you try not to think about. Death is a part of life. Happens to everyone, and everyone has to deal with it at some point in time, one way or another. And that's understandable, but it's always difficult. And for those of you who have dealt with it before, At first, oftentimes, you're in shock, because you just can't believe that they're gone. Especially when you've known someone for so long, you come to expect them a certain way, and when they're gone, and when you hear that news, and when you see it, and it's tough. Sometimes you have trouble believing it. You say, how can that be? How can that be? I'm going to, part of your mind, you can't visualize it. You think everything's going to be fine a week from now, and you'll be back visiting them, and everything's going to be in good shape. It's not how the real world works. It's how it goes. And you get in this bit of shock. And admittedly, that's what I had been in the whole day. It's tough news, especially when it's someone very dear to you. It's obviously a much harder loss, but when you start getting these waves of sadness, when it really starts sinking in, and you start realizing that that's that. They're gone now, and that's where it stands at this point. It's tough, that's all I'm going to say about it. It's difficult, it's very tough, it's going to be a tough, this is going to be a while. It's going to take a long time to combat this, but I'm going to try my best, and hopefully just let that sadness eventually focus more on all the positive memories and the many, many positive experiences we've shared over the years. But loss isn't a fun thing. You know it, we all know it. It's no fun, we all have to deal with it, but probably the least enjoyable experience out there. Truth be told, it's permanent. It's lingering too. That's all I can say there, but that's what's on my mind. I wanted to just be honest in this show. I know in the entertainment business and radio, online, entertainers, they really like to promote positivity. And I do too. I always like to try and remain positive and steadfast in the face of adversity. I always do. I try to find the resolve when I can, but if things aren't good, and if it's a bad day, a bad situation, a depressing situation, I'm not going to fake that just for, a couple extra clicks or views or listens. Because that's not life. We all have bad days, we all have bad weeks, bad months. And things happen that we never saw coming. I mean, you go back a month ago and everything was looking fine. Things can change so drastically. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't happen. It happens to everyone. It's been a sad last couple of days, and an especially sad day today. It's going to take a while to get over, but time will heal the body in due time. How it goes. I know it's not a happy talk by any means, but if you understand, I just can't give one today. Maybe next week, when the time is right. I'm not going to let my issues dominate this show and an hour of your time. I'm not going to let it do that, but this week just isn't it's not a week to really talk about much else. Especially at this beginning portion of the show, I'm just going to tell you my thoughts, and that's what they are at this point. So I hope you could understand. It's just a very difficult loss right now, just going through a lot, but in due time, my friends, in due time. Coming up next, though, no matter what, I'm going to play a couple of tunes for you, play some music, and then we're going to get into the usual with some shout-outs, some requests, and some miscellaneous commentary, as is always on this show. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get some music, listener requested exclusively for you all tonight.